What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another War Thunder video. Today I'm flying out the PBJ-1H, and this is today's Iwo Jima map. It's actually a special event that's only going on for today. I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't done so already. I've flown this map a couple of times. This is the first time in the PBJ. The first time I flew out the P-51. I spent the first 8 minutes climbing and attacked the K-84, and the match was over just like that, all because of ground targets. The K-84 that I attacked was still on fire. It hadn't even died, and it was over within a minute after attacking. So match was over in like 9 minutes. Completely ridiculous. So I decided to take out the B-24 in my second match. I didn't do so well. The instructor flaked out and ripped my wings. And now I decided to fly the PBJ. Now what I did was I hooked around the right hand side of the map, coming in from a kind of a straight shot. I've got another PBJ just to my left and in front of me, and we're just trying to make a fairly straight run, trying to take out these light pillboxes. If you going a little too fast here, pitch up, so that'll slow the speed down just a little bit. The PBJ is basically a B-25 Mitchell that's been modified to take out tanks and light pillboxes. Basically what they did is they put in a great big 75mm tank cannon, or tank gun, in the nose. It's got, I believe, 8 50 caliber machine guns. I'm running ground attack ammunition in my 50 cals, so with the M2 Browning machine guns, you can take out light pillboxes. So even if you were to run out of the 75mm big cannon, you still got the MGs. If you hit the light pillboxes just right, you can still pop those. Just lining up my first shot here with this light pillbox. Now I do have my guns configured so that if I hit the one button on my keyboard, that fires just the machine guns. The number 2 button fires the cannon, but I can also use my mouse to fire both of them simultaneously with the left mouse button. The first shot was a little high. On the second shot I couldn't actually fire because the reload rate on this thing is a little slow. That's something you're gonna have to just work on. There we go. I do occasionally just use the mouse because I don't really care if I use my machine guns, quite honestly. There we go. The MGs took care of that one. But this PBJ and I, we're just mopping up these ground targets. He seems to be going more after the softer targets, whereas I'm trying to focus on the light pillboxes. The light pillboxes on this map are the reason why the Americans tend to win. Taking out the AAA and artillery, they're fine. You know, you can rack up some research points and silver lines that way, but they don't affect whether or not you actually win the game. Take that one out with the MGs and just continue on. The other PBJ got that one. Focus on this guy. Boom. I love the visual effect that shockwave has whenever you take out a pillbox. There's only a couple of them left over here, and so far we've gone unmolested. I don't see any Japanese fighters in the area. They all seem to be duking it out with the American fighters up high. Now, if you're flying as the Japanese on this map, I think one of the things you're going to want to do to combat this is to actually have someone, maybe 2 people, flying actually low and focusing on taking out the PBJs and B-24s. Because if the PBJs or B-24s get past the first line of defense, they're just going to destroy you within, I would say, 5 to 10 minutes. They can wipe out the pillboxes in a pretty short amount of time. This one PBJ and I are just working this line of pillboxes over pretty quickly. There's one more here on the end. Finish this guy off with a cannon just right at the end. And this whole entire side of this island is completely wiped out. We just have a couple there on the far end. I tried to take out this AAA with the gunner, but it's in the dead zone. The dead zone on this thing is a bit of an issue, but you can say that about all the bombers really. Well, there's an A6M5 coming in. It looks like he's headed right for my teammate there, the PBJ. There's just no way I can catch up to him and give him a hand. We don't have any friendly fighters in the area, so he's pretty much all on his own. All I can do is try to get there as quickly as I can, but hope that the PBJ can fend himself. He does have some rear gunners. In the meantime, I just use the MGs to take out some artillery here. Rack up a few more research points and silver lions. E6M5's on fire. PBJ's laid him on fire. But unfortunately, the A6M5 isn't the only one that's on fire. The PBJ ends up taking a fatal shot here by the A6M5. But the PBJ ends up basically clearing the way for me. I don't have to worry about the A6M5. I can just focus on these last 3 pillboxes. And none of the Japanese fighters are anywhere near me. All the Japanese fighters are still engaged with with all my American fighters, so pretty much have a free reign of the last couple of pillboxes here. All these artillery are pretty easy to kill with these 50 gals. I've already managed to rack up 15 ground kills, and I haven't had a single fighter on my tail at all. Oh, just missed. Use the MGs and the cannon. MGs get that one. Still one last pillbox left. So if you're looking for a plane to use for ground strike, this is a great plane to use in any match. But for today's Iwo Jima event, I would definitely recommend trying out the PBJ. Ground strike is always a fun thing to do every once in a while. Breaks up the monotony of using just fighters. But also, if you can get to these pillboxes unmolested from the fighters, you can get a pretty easy win, as I just did there with 18 ground kills. And the Japanese fighters weren't even really a problem. If you happen to have a buddy who has a microphone, you can squat up with him and just wreck this map. I mean, that other PBJ that I was flying out with, we weren't actually in a squad. We were just 2 guys in the same plane, and together we still managed to rack up over 30 ground kills. He did get one air kill. I managed to get the Thunder Award. I got the most ground kills. So he managed to get 13 ground kills. We got 31 ground kills in between us, plus an air kill. So if you have a friend who has the PBJ, I highly recommend flying this out. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Leave a comment in the section below. If new, you can also subscribe.